Hi everybody, this video will go through the steps that you need to follow in order to take your 3D geometry and make it into a 2D drawing using Creo parametric. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have a part that's open, and then you go to New, and this time you select Drawing. Remember to untick the default template, click OK. Now what we need to do is use the DMU template, so to do that we click Empty with Format and then browse to the A3 template. Now I have it on my desktop, so DMU template A3, and we click OK, and then we click OK again. And now what's going to happen is you'll be greeted with this screen here where it asks you to enter some information. So the first thing is enter text for the parameter rev. So this is the revision number. So for this case it will be revision A. Release status, we'll put approved. Project, enter the project name. For this I'll use a module code. Drawn, enter your name. Material, so this is the material that your component will be made out of. So I'll say aluminium for this one. And surface finish is any surface coating, so anything that you're going to apply to the component after it's been manufactured. So that could be things such as paint or electroplating or any kind of sandblasting or anything that alters the surface finish of the component. For this one we would leave it blank. And then the title, so what's the name of the part? Okay, for this we'll just call it cube. And you'll see that once you've entered all that information, it automatically populates the title bar for your engineering drawing. So now we need to add in some views. So to do that we just go General View, you can say no combined states, click OK, and then what you need to do is you'll see down here it says select center point for the drawing view, so we need to click on the display. So now you can see that we've got a part in here and we need to select the view from our drawing view dialog box. So I'm going to click front, click apply, and you'll see that it changes the view, so it's just the front. And we can go through here, we've got visible area, we'll leave that on full scale. So it looks quite small at 1:1 scale, so we're going to change this to a custom scale and we'll put 2 in here. Click apply, that looks a bit better for the page. If you need to put any section views, you would do that in this section here. View states, we don't really need to bother with that. And then view display. So at the moment it's on environment display, so you can see it's coloured and it's 3D, but obviously for engineering drawings we would normally have, you can have it hidden lines or no hidden lines, wireframe. I like to use no hidden lines. So I'll click apply and you'll see now I've got, so this just sort of looks like more like an engineering drawing. And we're going to click OK. So this scale here is really not needed, so I'm just going to click on that, left click and then press delete. And to clean up the view a little bit, it's got all the planes and the coordinate systems. If we go up here we can just deactivate those, and so now we can see the part. Now if I click on this with the left mouse button, you see it highlights. I can't actually move it, it won't let me move it around anywhere. So to do that you have to unlock the screen. So if we come up here and just click that, it will then let me move this part so that I can start positioning things a little bit better. Now obviously I want to put some projection views on here, so to do that you need to just highlight the component, so left click and then click projection view, and then you'll see that you'll pull out views to the side of this. So I'm going to do a side view, and then I'm going to click here again, projection and top view. You'll see again these have come up and they're yellow, so they're all showing the 3D geometry. If we double click on this, we'll go view display, and we can just change that to no hidden. Apply. Okay, and then we'll do the same with this one. So we've got these. Now if I move this part, those two projection views basically move relative to the original drawing. So now what I want to do is, there should be some center lines here, so designating that there are holes go through the part. So if I want to add any annotations, we go to the Annotate tab. Okay, so I want to add the center hole markings for these components. So to do that, we go Show Model Annotations, and then we can click on this model here, and you'll see that it's got all the axis available within the model displayed. So for this one, I'm pretty sure it's axis number 3. I'll click Apply and cancel. Yeah, you can see I've now got the center markings for this hole. And we'll go around and we'll do that for the rest of them. So Show Model Annotations, left click here, this one's A1, apply, and then finally we can do this one here. Apply. Okay, so we've got the center points for all of these holes. So now if we want to add dimensions, we just go to Dimension tool up here. This works in exactly the same way as the Dimension tool does in the sketch mode. So if I want to add the width of this component, I can left click this edge, press Ctrl, left click the far edge, and then we can move this out and press the middle mouse button to accept that. So if I want to know the depth, do the same process here, and then also the height, we can do this here. Okay, so we've got the dimensions for all the key sides of this. Now we'd like to dimension the center of this hole, so we'll just do it in the same way. So we click on the base, so go Dimension, click on the base, press Ctrl, and then click this point here, and then here. If you do make a mistake, you can click on these and just press delete to get rid of them. So we go Dimension, and we'll go from this edge here to this point here. So that tells us the center position for the hole. And then if we want, we can give the diameter of the hole. So if we click on there, okay, so it's giving it as a radius, but I want it as a diameter. So if I hold down the right mouse button, you can see that I can change this to a diameter. Okay, and then we can press the middle mouse button to accept that. And then I think finally what I need to do is specify the radiuses. So if I click on this one here, you can see this radius just there. Okay. Now what we can do is some of these values, so this R5 is used everywhere, so we might want to add a note afterwards. So if we double click on this, you'll see that we get this new display for the dimension. So if we want to add any text, you click on Dimension Text, and so if you come down here, because this is used everywhere, we will write typical TYP in here, and you'll see that that's updated on the drawing. Okay, so we've got the basic geometry described, so that if someone needed to manufacture this, it's all there. Now another common thing that you would do is put a 3D representation of it, just so that the manufacturer can actually see what it looks like in 3D. So if we go back to layout at the top, we can go General View, click OK, and click down here, and I'll probably just change the view state of this so that it shows shading with edges. Click Apply, click OK. So now we've got the 2D views here of the part, and then you've got your little 3D image in the corner. So that means that the manufacturer now knows that what this cube is going to look like. So in order to save, we just go File, Save, and then this will save your drawing. Click OK. And now the most important thing is that this is still a Creo file, So that means that if you send this drawing to someone else, they would need Creo to be able to open it. So what you need to do is export your file as a PDF. So to do that, we go File, and then we go Save As, and then Quick Export. Actually, if we go Export, you can then see we want to export it as a PDF. Then we click Export, and you see save it as PDF, save it into the location, and click OK. Okay, and then you've got your engineering drawing as a PDF. So that means that now you can send that to someone else, and they'll be able to actually open it without needing the specialist software.